Today, I want to bring a new tool to the channel, one that I had never tried before. I'm talking about Kiro. Some of you asked me about it in the comments. So today I'm going to configure it for Unity and do a review to see how good it is for game development. Stay until the end because honestly, it has some pretty unique features that I actually like. As always, first we need to download it from the website. You have the IDE version, or the terminal version. Today I'm going to configure the IDE. Once you have it downloaded and installed, you will probably see a screen to import your extensions from VS Code. I imported some of mine. This extension, Clover for me, is the best extension. Whether you're using Kiro VS Code or whatever editor you're using, it adds utilities to see Unity assets inside the editor. Like for example, seeing which object in the scene a script is linked to and things like that. The first thing we are going to do is add a project. So for that, we are going to open a Unity project folder. I already have one prepared. And as always, for me, the most important step before starting to do anything is adding a git ignore and my agents.md. I have already explained this in other videos, but in the agents.md, I have some instructions so the agents do not make the mistakes they usually make, and so they are more precise. For example, using subagents or forcing the use of Unity MCP to configure scripts, among other things. And the git ignore is because I'm going to initialize a Git repo. So if the agent breaks something, we can easily go back. With that said, let's go with the Kiro features. If we click the ghost icon on the left, we can see that we have 4 tabs. Specs. This would be like the plan mode and other AI agents. We will see it later. We also have agent hooks if you want. We can take a look at this in another video, but basically, they are agents that run automatically when X things happen. For example, if you create a new script, an agent can automatically generate documentation. Then we have agent steering and skills. As you can see, Kiro has automatically added the agents.md that I mentioned before. But we could add other documentation or rules, so the agent always has them available. And finally, MCP servers. I really like that. Kiro has everything well organized in menus, and it is easy to see everything at a glance. It is also easy to configure for each project from the menus, so you do not have to touch so many files. Let's go with the MCPs. Because, as always, I use the Unity MCP. We click the Enable MCP button, and as you can see, for me, the Unity MCP has been added automatically. Maybe it will also happen for you, but if not, now I will show you how to add it. As always, we go to the Unity MCP GitHub repo and copy the link they have there. Then we go to Unity. We go to Window Package Management and Package Manager. Here, we click the plus button and add package from Git URL. Then you simply paste the URL and click Install. When the installation finishes, maybe you will get a menu to install the required dependencies. I have another video on the channel where I explain this in depth, so you can go and watch it. You will need to install them and restart the computer. Now we open the MCP for Unity window. Here at the bottom, in the dropdown, you select Kiro. As you can see, for me, the icon is green because it is already configured, but I'm going to delete it so you can see how you need to do it. As you can see, now it is red. We simply click the configure button. The icon turns green. And if I go back to Kiro, now the Unity MCP appears. It looks like there is an error, but this is normal because we have not opened the MCP server yet. We go back to the Unity menu and simply click Start Server. And when this console opens, you're ready. Now you will see that in Kiro, all the tools are loaded correctly. Now we have the MCP ready so the Kiro agent can connect to Unity. But we also want Unity to detect Kiro as our code editor. So we are going to use this package, so Unity can detect it. The good thing about this package is that it also works for anti-gravity and other code editors. To install it, it is basically the same as the MCP. We copy the link from the repository, go to Unity, Package Manager, and add package from Git URL. Alright, once it is installed, we need to go to the Edit tab and Preferences. Inside the Preferences menu, we go to External Tools. And here in the dropdown, you will see that Kiro now appears as a code editor. We select it, and very important, click Regenerate Project Files. And if I now create a new test script, you will see that when I open it, it directly opens Kiro. Great. All right, now we have Unity detecting Kiro as our code editor, but now we still need Kiro to detect that this is a Unity project. Because as you can see, right now I can write code, but I do not have any kind of code autocomplete. I do not see the help with Unity internal classes and so on. I write serialized field and it does not detect it. To fix this, we need the C# extension. But the problem is that it does not exist in the Kiro store. If I search for CJack, as you can see, only C and C++ appear. Alright, so I found a way to solve this. As you can see, if I go to Visual Studio Code and search for it, it does appear. So what we can do is click the little gear icon and then click Download VSIX. Basically, this is the extension file. So you do not have to do all this. I will leave a link in the description to download it directly, but if you want to do it yourself, you can find it here. Then you select your platform. I select Windows, and I'm going to leave it in Downloads. Once it is downloaded, now we go back to Kiro, and here in the Extensions menu, we click the 3 dots, then Install from VSIX, and we select the file we just downloaded, and just like that, you will see that if I now search in the installed extensions, C appears correctly installed. You will see that down here in the Output tab. The extension is generating the required compilation files so it can read the code. This process can take a bit, but when it finishes, you will see that now if I write any Unity class, all the internal classes appear. I can add start, I can add update, and so on. Now yes, we have everything configured perfectly. So now it is time to see what Kiro has to offer. The first thing we see is a chat tab with 2 modes, Vibe and Spec. We also have the context, we can attach files. And, well, basically the things that all agents have nowadays. We can also select which model we want to use. I liked this because I see that it has some low-cost Chinese models that use fewer credits, which is appreciated. But, well, I'm going to test it with auto. From what I have seen, Vibe mode is more like the normal mode in other AI agents. You simply ask it for something and it does it. On the other hand, Spec is more like plan mode. First, it tries to create a general vision of everything, and then it implements it. Let's test Vibe first. As always, what I like to do for testing, let's create a first-person controller. All right, it gave me several options. If I want it more like a shooter, more arcade, and how I want it to feel in general, I'm gonna tell it shooter style. I want to be generic on purpose just to see what it does. All right, I like that right from the beginning. What it does is use the Unity MCP to see what we have in the scene. This is a point in its favor. For example, Codex many times prioritizes its own tools much more before using the MCP. It always tries to read files manually, read code, and things like that when the MCP is there for that. Kiro directly, and thanks to the agents.md that I added, has understood that if the Unity MCP is there, it should use it and save tokens. All right, I can see that it created the script. As I said, I like this because it even created and validated the script through the MCP. Other agents would have simply created the file using the Windows terminal, and that is it. It noticed that there are some compilation errors, and it is fixing them. It even created a test scene, and it is taking screenshots to check that everything is in place. Let's see the result. It created the player capsule. It created some cubes to simulate walls since I asked for wall jump, so I guess that is for that. Let's test it. All right, it feels pretty good. The jump works. If I get close to the wall, I can do something like a double jump, which is cool. I do not see any major bug, and it used about 5 tokens out of 50. Now let's test Spec mode. I'm going to try to make it improve and refactor this FPS controller. I'm going to ask it to add a new feature. All right, it proposed a few things. I'm going to tell it that I want crouch with slide. All right, I can see that it created a requirements document where it wrote down everything I told it we need for these changes in the FPS controller. It also created a design.md, which is a design document explaining how it is going to do it. And we also have a task list. Honestly, I really like this Kiro interface. When you use Spec mode, it simply focuses on proposing a plan, like the plan mode in other agents. But the UI feels much more satisfying. It is true that I did not ask for anything super specific and I was generic. Surely that affects the result. But we are testing Kiro's features, not so much the agent's capability. I'm going to click the Run All Tasks button. As you can see, it even adds optional debugging tasks, and you can tell it to do them or not. Alright, I do not know if it is because I'm using the free plan, but it happens quite a lot that Kiro stops working and shows a failed to invoke error or tells me too many requests. I simply tell it to continue, and it works, but it is a bit annoying. After a while, it completed all the tasks. And I can see in Unity that we have all the scripts already placed. There's a small bug with the camera height, but crouching works. And if I move and crouch, it does a small slide. It is not very noticeable, but it is there. So it did complete its mission quite well, although with some bugs. I have to tell you that to do this task, Kiro used up the tokens I had left, so about 45 tokens. And as you can see, the pricing is what it is. Without paying, you have access to 50 credits per month. That was basically enough to create a basic scene, a basic script, refactor it, and add one feature. You decide for yourselves if it is expensive or cheap compared to what you can do with other agents. For $20 per month, you can get 1,000 credits. And for $40, about 2,000 credits. I think it is a really complete tool. Maybe it is not the cheapest one. And maybe it does not have the best models. But for me, the strongest point is how easy it is to configure. With MCPs and the menus, it makes it really easy to create documentation for agents and create workflows with agents. And maybe that is something that fails more in other programs, or they directly do not have a UI for it. I hope this was useful. Remember that you have my Patreon in the description if you want to support me so I can keep making these videos. See you next time.